We got a couple new guns that are going into the concealed carry division. Bo Hickman, a Chief Operating Officer with SCCY Firearms. First of all, who is SCCY Firearms?
So SCCY Firearms is still a relatively small player in the overall scheme of things, but we're a 100% U.S. made, manufactured, 100% U.S. owned. We're known for our subcompact pistols. We focus primarily on our tooling and our machining ability. Our primary operations are out of Daytona Beach, Florida, but we also have some facility up in Tennessee as well. So we're still growing. We're out of space right now. We're at capacity, but we're still launching new and innovative products that we can bring value to the American people. And one of our underlying principles is that there shouldn't be a price barrier to the Second Amendment.
Well, and we'll get into that because you've made some big strides in that area. You're now entering into the striker fire market, which is a pretty populated market. How's that going?
It's going well. You know, we're known for double action only hammer-fired pistols. Right. Along with that double action system, it requires a little bit more pre-travel and over-travel of the trigger and typically a heavier trigger pull. Our CPX series is known for its 9-pound trigger pull. So now we've launched the DVG series, and the DVG actually stands for David versus Goliath, as we are still that small manufacturer who's facing all these beasts out there. And this is really one of our best entrants into that marketplace that competes with some of those giants that are out there. And by jumping into the striker-fired market, we're able to get a 5.5-pound trigger out of this system, which adds a little bit more versatility and a little bit more accuracy potentially out of the system, depending on the user.
So talk a little bit about the DVG-1. That's an interesting gun.
Yeah, so it's a 9mm striker-fired platform, 10+1 capacity with either a finger extension or a flat-base magazine on it. It has either fixed iron sights on it, or you can actually opt for a factory-cut red dot. Both platforms, you still have fixed irons, regardless of if that red dot fails or not. But even the Crimson Trace red dot sports 20,000 hours of battery life, so it should last you about 2 years on one single battery.
The interesting thing is where your price point is at.
It is. You know, our base model with iron sights is MSRP is $289.
That's pretty good.
Which is a great market for us. But even with a red dot, you're looking at only $389. And I don't know too many people from my era who have learned or even got for their first firearm a red dot capable pistol from that factory. And we're interested to see, you know, how does that, a parallax-free red dot, how does it impact that first-time buyer and even training and educating himself on how to shoot and shoot reliably.
It has a nice trigger pull.
It does. We spent a lot of time on that. You know, that's one of the most critical feedback we received on our CPX series was that trigger pull and that pre-travel associated with it. So we went back to the drawing board, and you know, we like to weigh on our engineers and put some pretty big tasks on their back. And one of those was the trigger, but then we wanted to make it modular out there and adapt to some of the readily available accessories out there. For example, the iron sights that are on the DVG-1, they're compatible with any G43 sight that's already available on the market, whether that's tritium or fiber optic sights or even some of the hybrid optics out there. It'll fit with those.
So if someone's interested in looking more into this and possibly buying one, how do they do it? How do they find you?
Yeah, you can visit us at SCCY.com, SCCY.com, to learn more about the DVG in this platform. And of course, we'll be shipping this in the first quarter of this year.
The price point is really a big deal. That's like cheap to get into a concealed carry market. You got to have the sales started already?
Yeah.
And how are they doing?
So these haven't started, but you know, we're known for our CPX series, and they typically retail for about $200. When you go through some of the large manufacturers out there, we sport a pretty hefty number of firearms that are out there. You're hard pressed to find a dealer that doesn't carry SCCY Firearms in some way, shape, or form. You know, we're known for our lifetime warranty. We support it no matter what. I don't care if you're the first user or the second user. But also, we're 100% U.S. made and manufactured. These are solid stainless steel slides, 70-75 receivers built in them. We MIM 0 parts on this gun. We cast 0 parts on these guns. They're not cheap guns from the factory and what you're getting.
So many people go into concealed carry with no experience that it's oftentimes their first gun. And this is a really good way to do it.
It is, you know, and especially even now that we're venturing into this red dot world and it's becoming more adopted. We've already accepted on rifles. Now we're starting to accept it on pistols as well. being parallax free, I've got a 7-year-old son, and I taught him to shoot over the summer when we went hunting for the first time. And the easiest way to teach him how to shoot was, hey, put the red dot on target and pull the trigger. That way I could focus on some of the basic fundamentals without focusing on target acquisition and target alignment. He could focus on trigger squeeze and body positioning and steady positioning for the rifle itself. And we hope to see that same methodology carry over into this concealed carry world. If you minimize that sight picture into the fundamentals of shooting, now you can focus on other relevant
I'm impressed.
tests.
It's a good product. It's very interesting. For SHOT Show TV, I'm David Lombardo.